Bitcoin's around $65,000, and you might be asking, what is Bitcoin? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Kalo King. I'm a software developer, and we are creating a playlist for you guys to kind of give you a cryptocurrency one-on-one, so you have everything you need to actually get started and jump into the crypto space. If you're liking the content we're producing, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and enter for a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. All you gotta do is leave a nice comment or leave a podcast review. All right, now let's get into the show. Let's start with the age-old question. What is Bitcoin? So Bitcoin is a decentralized digital cash that eliminates the need for intermediaries like banks, governments. They're pretty much going peer-to-peer. And because of a computer network that is used to confirm purchases directly, Bitcoin has exploded over the past 10 years or so. So you're here to term fiat money, but when I hear fiat, just think like US dollars or money in your bank account. So fiat money is backed and regulated by the government that issues it. So when Joe Biden or Trump or whoever the next president is, when they want to print out more money, the reserve, they just go print out more money. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is powered through a combination of peer-to-peer technology, a network of individuals, much like volunteer editors who create Wikipedia pages, software-driven cryptography, the science of passing secret information that can only be read by the sender and receiver. With all that in one big pot, this creates a currency backed by code rather than a physical item like gold or silver. And I hate to say it, shout out to millennials and Gen X and Gen Z and everybody else, but when you ask us what's the gold standard, 9 out of 10 people are not going to be able to explain it. So for me, I always like to just tell people Bitcoin is like the digital version of cash. So the history of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was launched in 2009 and is regarded as the first cryptocurrency. The concept of blockchain technology has been discussed in academic papers for decades, but a paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, really helped launch a cryptocurrency into reality. So in Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper, he wrote, "What is needed is an electronic payment system based on cryptographic proof instead of trust, allowing any two willing parties to transact directly with each other without the need of a trusted third party." So really what he's trying to say is, if I am in Africa and you're in America and I ask you for $1,000, there's nothing really stopping all the middlemen, because you might have $1,000 in Chase, but by the time it gets to me, who knows how many banks have touched it, how much money they took. Oh, we have our own fees. We have like all the BS. And Bitcoin was really made like, hey, I'm going to send you $1,000 directly, as if it was cash, as if I'm handing you $1,000 cash, but I can't do that physically. So here's a digital version of doing that. Now, here's the problem I have with Bitcoin is it's supposed to be a currency, but it does get treated like an asset, like a stock. And that's just because people have this huge faith that it's going to be here forever. It's going to replace cash. It's like you want to get in on it now. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but let's talk about how does Bitcoin work. So each Bitcoin, which is currently the trading system BTC, is a computer file stored in a digital wallet on a computer or smartphone. So to understand how cryptocurrency works, it helps to understand some of these terms. Blockchain, which if you don't know, go check out our other episode, part of this playlist. But Bitcoin is powered by an open source code known as blockchain, which creates a shared public ledger, pretty much meaning all transactions are publicly available for anybody and everyone to see. There's private and public keys. A Bitcoin wallet contains public and private keys, which work together to allow owner to initiate a digitally signed contract providing proof of authorization. And then there's Bitcoin miners. Miners, or members of the peer-to-peer platform, they are independently confirming transactions using high-speed computers. These are the people who are buying warehouses, have electric bills through the roof, but all because they're trying to mine Bitcoin for themselves. So what is Bitcoin mining exactly? So Bitcoin miners, also known as nodes, are the owner of high-speed computers which independently confirm each transaction. They add a completed block of transactions to the ever-growing chain, which has a complete public permanent record. Like I said, completely transparent. So miners are paid in Bitcoin as a reward for their effort, which incentivize and decentralize networks to independently verify each transaction. So this independent network of miners also decreases the chance for fraud or any type of false information be recorded. And as a majority of miners need to confirm the authenticity of each block before it can be added to the blockchain, this is all part of a process called proof of work. But miners, to me, really came out of nowhere because they just saw an opportunity. And you might see some kids on TikTok who are like, yo, you buy like these 10 computers, set them up in your office, and you can get rich. All I do is sit here and make sure my computers don't overheat. Those are miners now. They are buying warehouses. You have college kids buying stuff. It's a lot of opportunity out there when it comes to mining. So how does Bitcoin make money? Bitcoin value follows the law of good old supply and demand. And because demand waxes and wanes, there's a lot of volatility with cryptocurrency, man. Besides mining Bitcoin, which requires technical expertise and investments in high performance computers, you can try, but I wouldn't be mining on a, MacBook Air. Computer without a fan, good luck. But ultimately, it's a currency. It's all about speculation. Betting that the US dollar value of one Bitcoin is higher in the future than it is today, but it's very difficult to predict. But it's been going well for a lot of people, right? Now, storing your Bitcoins. There's a concept of hot wallets and cold wallets. Hot wallet is digital currency, is stored in the cloud on a trusted exchange or provider and accessed through the computer, browser, desktop, or smartphone app. Think of Coinbase. If you're a newbie to crypto, you go to coinbase.com, you create an account, you link your bank account, you put $100 from your US dollars, and now you want to buy some cryptocurrency. But everything is through Coinbase and still lives on the exchange. Cold wallet is an encrypted portable device, much like a thumb drive, that allows you to download and carry your Bitcoin. So basically, a hot wallet is connected to the internet. Cold wallet is not. But you need a hot wallet to download Bitcoins into a portable cold wallet. Buying Bitcoin. The pros and cons. Well, let's start with the cons first. So we always do pros. Let's start with cons. Cons, volatility, man, because being a Bitcoin investor, guys, I'm getting a little emotional because it is a roller coaster. You think you're on top of the world and then you are at the bottom. And it's all because of people's investment strategy. Some people are buying Bitcoin and holding on to it and they're going through all the waves. Some people are short-term investors. Back in 2017, when it went from like 2,000 to like almost 20,000. That entire year, everybody was like, oh my God, my life is changing. How do you not invest in this stuff, right? Another con is hacking concerns. While backers say blockchain technology behind Bitcoin is even more secure than traditional electronic money transfers, hot wallets have been an attractive target for hackers. And there's been a number of high profile hacks. I'm sure if you just go on Google, you'll find some of them. Some exchanges where like several high net worth accounts of cryptocurrency, whoop, gone. Now the company covered the losses, but like that's really scary. And this is why people have a hard wallet, because they're like, yeah, good luck trying to hack it. It's literally on a thumb drive. But it's also scary to be on a thumb drive, because if you have $100,000 in Bitcoin on a USB drive and you lose that thing, you might be having a really bad day. And it's not protected by the SIPC, Security Investor Protection Corporation. God, why is that so hard to say? Insures investors up to $500K if a brokerage fails or funds are stolen or anything like that. Bitcoin, remember, there's no banks involved, so you don't get those benefits. But here are some pros. Private, it's secure, you can use it anytime. Way less fees. Like I always use the Africa to America example, where if I wanted to send somebody money in another country, I don't have to go through any of the BS between all the banks and the currency and transaction. It's like Bitcoin to Bitcoin. It's like giving you cash. $5 cash, here's your $5 cash. A lot of potential for big growth too. Some investors who buy and hold a currency are betting that once Bitcoin matures, greater trust and more widespread use, therefore this overall bump in value. And we're seeing that now. You could listen to Ronnie Moas, who's like one of these financial gurus out there. He'll tell you, like, I remember he said this like 3 years ago. He's like, Bitcoin will be $100,000. People are like, yeah, right. Now it's at 65,000. So, and some don't take it as financial advice, guys. Some are predicting Bitcoin is going to be 100K by December of 2021. But we'll see. And really what people like is the ability to avoid traditional banks and governments. People hate banks. Banks rip people off, especially after the Great Recession, after 2008, how the real estate, how the stock market, how all those things haven't gone exactly how people wanted. More and more individuals are looking for a solution where it's like, I don't want to deal with Chase. I don't want to deal with BOA, Wells Fargo. I don't want them creating accounts for me without my permission. I don't want them messing with my money anymore. And this is where Bitcoin comes into play. Now, where can I buy Bitcoin? Good question. If you're new to the game, I just say start with Coinbase. But there are a lot of other exchanges. We are no means sponsored by them. There's no affiliate links with Coinbase. That's just where I recommend a lot of people because it's like the easiest in my opinion. But there's Robinhood, there's Webull. I mean, there's a lot of places. Let's go down the list. Binance, Coinbase, eToro, Gemini, Robinhood, SoFi, TradeStation, lots of places, guys. And the last question, should you buy Bitcoin? Well, I'll just end it with this story. I was listening to Mark Cuban one day, and he was talking about how he spends his day and how he invests his money. And he even mentioned Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these other cryptocurrencies. And he just looked at it like this. He's like, if you know nothing about it, throw in 5-10% or whatever it is that you make and, you know, whatever you feel comfortable with. But he's like, this, whatever you do, throw it in there knowing like, hey, I might lose all this money. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. As you start learning more about cryptocurrency, blockchain, all these altcoins, how the market self-corrects itself, all those details, then start expanding, start looking at different ways because like Shiba Inu, for example, is so popular because people saw Dogecoin last year and they saw it was worth like damn near nothing and it was a joke, but yet it caught this wave of momentum. And then you have people who became Dogecoin millionaire. Now, I'm not saying you can become a Bitcoin millionaire, but there's some people who've already accomplished that. People did not think Bitcoin in 2009 would be what it is in 2021. And I promise you, moving forward in 2022 and so on, it's not going away anytime soon. So to answer your question, it all depends. But if you were to listen to me, I would say at least go check out Bitcoin, see what it's like buying some, and then just kind of go from there. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm out. Peace.